Hey guys, it's Charlie on the Pagan Perspective. Today I'm going to share with you how I found my path. So let's get started. Alright, before I tell you guys the story of how I found my path, I want to show you the beautiful view right now. I'm in Vietnam, in Hanoi right now, and it's very, very beautiful. So let me show you guys. How beautiful is that? So, to start off, I found my path actually when I was younger. I was really drawn towards paganism, specifically Wicca. I found some books in the library and I would check them out on my own, and I would secretly hide them in my room. Well, I shared a room with my mom at the time, and I would hide them and read them. But before that, I realized that I had done certain things that were very pagan. So I would collect rocks and I would put them in the window, and it's kind of like charging your rocks, kind of like the way you would charge a stone. And I did that when I was younger. And so I found these books in the library and I was very drawn to them, and I would read them, and I knew that it was very, very much against my religion at the time. As a Christian, growing up in a Christian home, I knew that it was a bad thing to have these books and to be learning about nature, and you know, nature is so evil. Look how evil this nature is. Yeah, so I hid it, and I told myself, you know what, if this is really what I want to learn and really practice, I will just put it away for now. I don't know how old I was probably around 13. I told myself that I would put it away, and if this is something that is really connected to me and that I really feel like I'm drawn to, then it'll come back to me later. And it did. It came back to me years later when I moved to Korea. I was going through a lot of changes. Like, I realized I was bisexual. I was really questioning my faith and my belief in what I had taught and what I was taught to believe growing up. So I ended up like really questioning what I believed. So I wrote down all of my beliefs on a paper, and what I was taught to believe and what I truly believed, and things that I questioned and all of that stuff. So during that time I was really like, is this really what I believe? Do I really believe in the things that I was taught? And the answer was no. And so I was really drawn back to my childhood, because I thought to myself, if I wasn't taught to believe certain things, what would I believe in? And I knew it would be something with nature. It would be a very nature, peaceful type of belief. And that's when it all came back to me about, you know, the things that I used to do as a child, like collecting rocks and putting them in my window. Things that had to do with nature that were very natural to me that I had suppressed growing up because I knew that it went against my religion. And so when I was younger, I actually had the ability to like know things in advance, and I had even told my mom some things that eventually happened, and she had no idea how I knew. But growing up, family members of mine had looked down upon that, and they blamed me for certain things that had happened because I knew that they were going to happen. So I think that happening to me kind of made that ability in me go away. And so as time went on, and as I was learning more about different religions, I took it upon myself to like take different religions, especially major religions, and study them. So while I was in Korea, my first year, I did a lot of studying. And for me, that is a big part of my craft, and it's to learn. And so I just learned a lot. And instead of practicing a lot, I just learned and took in a lot of information. And from there, I found Wicca again because I looked into it again, and like the different ways of thinking and all that. But I call myself a pagan witch instead of like a Wiccan, because I feel more closely drawn to that, and I feel that's like deep down who I am and what I feel most connected to. And especially with nature, I just feel very connected to nature, and anytime I'm back in nature, like right now, seeing the beautiful sunset, I just feel like it all comes full circle of me, you know, I have always been drawn to this and felt at home with this and being like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna put this aside until I'm older. And it came back to me so naturally when I was away from my family, away from where I grew up, in a place of being able to really think for myself. And I think that's just how everything comes full circle. I was able to think for myself and really question, who am I deep down, without what I have been taught to believe and how I've been taught to see the world. I came full circle and was able to find my path again. And I'm really thankful to be here where I am now, because it just feels more me to be here and in my path. So that's pretty much how I found my path, or refound my path. I think I've always been this way growing up, but it took me getting away out of my environment that I grew up in to find myself. Yeah, so I pretty much refound my path in Korea, and I think that's like a part of why I love traveling so much, is because I continue to find myself more and more, because being away from what you grew up with, it kind of challenges you to be with yourself, and that's one thing that I really like. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Check out my regular vlogging channel, Charlie Cheer, if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment below, how did you find your path? Are you still searching? Right now I'm not really searching. I feel very at peace, and I hope you guys feel at peace with yourselves as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.